You know, my friends, this fragrance has turned out to be very good, very nice, in a very good and nice way. Or, if I may quote Scooby-Doo, Okay, now, I have to be perfectly honest, this is not a fragrance that I own. A very good friend of mine, Ruben Hamnet, massive shout out to Ruben Hamnet, see you later old boy, he said to me, he messaged me and he said, Leggy, I've got a fragrance that you may be interested in smelling. And of course, I am interested in smelling every fragrance, and he kindly lent me this fragrance. Now, I have never ever smelt a Tommy Hilfiger fragrance, so I was like, okay, I'm interested. And this one in particular is Tommy Hilfiger Impact Intense Eau de Parfum, and he kindly lent this me, and I've had it for maybe 2 or 3 months. I've worn it, I haven't hammered it because it's not my fragrance, so I have to be careful. I've worn it quite a lot, and I'm going to be able to tell you about it in a very good and very nice way. But first of all, come here. Let me give you a massively warm welcome. I really appreciate you being at this channel. There's loads of other channels you can go to, but this channel is kind of just random. It's just me, not monetized, not sponsored, not attached to anything, not even reality, if I'm honest with you. It's just me, and I'll give you a heartfelt opinion of these fragrances, which most of them I own, this one I don't, okay, but I'll give you an honest opinion on the performance, on the smell, and what you're going to get from the fragrance. Okay, so I really appreciate you being here. So here we go. Tommy Hilfiger Impact Intense Eau de Parfum. Now, the crazy thing about this is it has a recommended price here in the UK of around about 75 British pounds. Okay, that's quite a lot of money. In fact, that's sort of, well, I suppose that's what you expect for what we class as a designer fragrance. But this one, I have actually seen it for around about £50, okay, which when I tell you about how good it is, you'll get why. If you can get this for around about £50, it is seriously worth getting. Now, I don't normally talk about the packaging and that lot, but look at that. Now, I suppose it's supposed to be a T for Tommy, but to me, you know when you watch those old school sort of films, and they're war films, and there's like a bomb and a wire, and you have that plunger, and it goes, to me, it kind of looks like the plunger off a bomb. Okay, it's just my distorted sense of humour. But let me tell you, this is a technological fragrance, because housed within the bar at the top, if I can get it off, is, are you ready for this? Look at that! Look at the technology in this. You get a little pocket-sized miniature fragrance, and I'm guessing it's around about sort of 10 mil maybe in there. Now, it isn't refillable, to be fair, and I guess it's just if you think you want to top up at some point. But look at that, stored within there. Wow, this is mesmerising, this is. That stored within the top bar is an extra sort of 10 mil. Crazy. Okay, now you're going to say, Leggy, shut up and tell us about the fragrance. All right, calm down. So, you take the T off, and it reveals a sprayer. Look at that, okay. And let's spray it, and let's tell you what you're going to get from this fragrance. Alright, I had no idea what to expect, and when I first sprayed it I was like, wow, okay. Now, let me tell you, it is a very sweet woody fragrance, and it will put a smile on your face, let me tell you. Okay, so drop the T, stay there. Okay, the T's back up, the T's on top. T! Okay, so let me try and tell you how good this fragrance is. Okay, it's very sweet, but it is a masculine fragrance, okay? I guess if a woman really wanted to wear it, they could, but for me, it's definitely a masculine kind of fragrance. On the top shelf of this gorgeous fragrance is an apple. Now, the apple is very sweet, but very clean. In fact, overall vibe of this is clean, okay? It's not syrupy, not sticky or anything like that. Now the apple, to me, it's like someone's peeled the apple and then rolled it in sugar, and the sugar is crusted on top of the apple, okay? Because the apple, it's not sticky sweet, it's not sort of gloopy sweet, it's very crisp sweet with a sugary kind of vibe. Okay, also at the top is a bergamot. Now that just gives it That just gives it a nice sort of freshness at the top. Next shelf down. Okay, now this is where the magic happens. There's a very sort of nutty vibe, and there's a woody vibe, okay? And I mean, according to their website, it's chestnut. I wouldn't have guessed the chestnut, but it is definitely a nutty kind of vibe, okay? In the middle. That is absolutely gorgeous. That's what gives it its sort of power. And at the bottom, it's all about the cedar wood. Now, who doesn't like cedar wood? Cedar wood is that clean, smooth, sweet, sexy kind of wood. And this, I've got to be honest, this is a very sexy kind of fragrance. Also at the bottom, which gives it that sort of real sort of creamy kind of vibe, is the tonka. So let me tell you, overall vibe of this is sweet, woody fragrance. It is incredibly versatile. You can wear this all year round. This is basically an everyday kind of fragrance. I'm not saying it wouldn't do a special occasion, but honestly, if you wake up and you think, what should I wear? And you sort of in and ahhing, just pick up this fragrance. Because if you, whether you're going to work, whether you're going to your place of worship, whether you're going to the shops, whatever you are doing, this will do it. In terms of an age, this is pretty much ageless. Ageless. Okay. In terms of a maturity, it does have a maturity because it is very clean, very classy. It's not sticky, it's not sweet, it's not bubblegummy sweet, and it's not sort of grainy sweet. It's very, very smooth sweet. In fact, sometimes, I've got to be honest, sometimes when I'm wearing it, I feel as though it's got a slight pepperiness to it. I don't think there's any pepper in it, but that's how the chestnut and the amber in middle comes across, sometimes slightly peppery. Now, as you're wearing it, what happens is you get these gorgeous sort of sweet woody whiffs coming off. Okay, it is absolutely gorgeous. And as the wood goes past you, it leaves like a crisp, sugary sweetness. Okay, this, it's impossible not to love this fragrance. It's very, very wearable and it's very, very lovable. Lovable. Okay. Now, what about the performance? Now, this is where it really shines, because whilst the smell is amazing, okay, really gorgeous smell, I'm going to describe this as above average performance. And yes, if you can get it for around about £50, seriously, just buy it, just blind buy it. You will not dislike this fragrance. It's very, very easy going. Okay. Performance. Okay. As the wearer, and this is good, as the wearer, you smell it coming off you all day long. Now that to me is important. You know, whether it's a projecting fragrance, which it does project, but whether a fragrance projects wildly or whether you as the wearer can smell it all day long. For me, as a wearer, to be able to smell it all day long, that is really important, okay? As a skin scent, it goes deep into the evening, okay? Absolutely stunning. And you may possibly be able to detect it the following day on skin. On clothes, it's all day, and you will detect it on clothes for maybe the next day as well. Okay, so performance is solid. In terms of projection, this is not a beast. This isn't a room filler. It isn't going to choke people out. It's not going to get people going, whoa, whoa, calm down. All right. It is a very classy radiation, and that happens for around about 2.5 hours. It just radiates off you nicely, in a classy kind of way. After it stopped sort of radiating, it only radiates when you, after that, it only radiates when you heat up. Essentially, it doesn't disappear after 2.5 hours. It just comes down to a reasonable sort of scent bubble, and people close to you will smell it. Okay, so performance above average. Value, if you can get it for the £50, incredible. Smell, the smell's gorgeous. In fact, let me tell you, it's very, very similar to Moncler Pour Homme, or if you're familiar with the new, relatively new 1 million gold, you know, the one with the sort of loop on it, 1 million gold, it kind of in the same vibe, but essentially, when you're wearing this, you are giving off vibes of someone who is clean, someone who is sorted, and someone who has got a good grip on life, because this is a very, very smooth, sexy, clean kind of fragrance. It will do any occasion, any season, any setting. Okay, so if you can get it for the £50, just buy it. It is absolutely, oh man. You know, it gets better. I'm not saying that the initial isn't good, but the initial sort of hits you hard, and then as it dries down, it's that sweet, sugary. And I need to warn you, if you don't like a slightly powdery fragrance, because this is already starting to go slightly, how can I put it? So that the sweetness is like a powdery sweetness. Not incredibly powdery, but if you're someone who doesn't like any kind of powder, you're not going to like this, because it does go sweet powdery. Oh man, it is so good, and I really appreciate him lending this to me. Okay, worth buying. Tommy Hilfiger, Impact Intense. Now I'm going to love you and leave you. Thank you ever so much for being here. If you would do a cheeky little thumbs up, go on, hit that thumbs up, because that thumbs up makes you feel good about me feeling good, because I feel good with every thumbs up, because I think, yeah, great, someone's thumbed me up. Okay, if you would please consider coming back for the next one, because hopefully there'll be another one. In the meantime though, I need you to please stay safe, okay? Please stay safe. But most of all, and this is really important, most of all, I need you to wear a good fragrance every day. Not just on a Monday and then forget on a Tuesday. Every single day, because this is a leggy guarantee. You wear a good fragrance, my friends, and I guarantee you'll have a much better day. And this is what you do. You take the top off, okay? Spray, spray, spray. Haze it onto your clothes. Okay, at that point, you end up smiling and you end up thinking, yes, I need to go for it, and you're going to have so much better a day. Thank you for being here. See you next time, and a hearty goodbye. And look at this, I'm already over the stop button. I'm getting over that stop button. I'm over it. No, I mean the arrow's over the stop button. Okay, calm down. I'm not getting over anything. Goodbye.